Hey guys, let's talk about tonight's episode of Scandal, and ooh, it was quite scandalous. Olivia is looking for power. She had it, she was wielding it, and she gave it away. And her father is very quick to remind her that she once held all the power because she absolutely had the Oval Office, and she needs to figure out a way to get it back. Jake has figured out how to get his own power, and that is by taking out the head of the NSA and getting himself put into that position, thanks to the President of the United States. And it looks like Red got some power back at the end of this episode because she basically told the president she's not going to be his work wife the way he wants her to be, and if she really wants her to do her work, her job, then she's there and she's ready to work for him. Pretty solid episode. That opening scene with Jake and Olivia. Hello. So we got our 6 months later after obviously Fitz and Olivia broke up, but to see her back with Jake, I don't know. I mean, clearly I think she needs to get some new fresh meat, but Shonda clearly sees that there's still something that needs to be explored here, although they're not really exploring much except for their bodies. Because at one point when Jake meets up with Jake says, "Have you talked to Olivia?" And he says no, and he says, "Have you talked to her?" And he says no, because they're really not doing a whole lot of talking. They're just doing a whole lot of rolling around in the bed, which is fine. But I think it's very interesting though that they're sort of filling a void in each other's lives, and that scene at the end when Olivia shows up at her father's place and Jake's just sitting there eating dinner and Papa Pope rips the strip off of Olivia. Hilarious. And he's just like, and he's just eating up the dinner. Like, what? Is Jake just completely brainwashed again by Papa? Like, I just don't even know. And I actually thought that scene with Huck and Quinn at the end, when they're kind of shunning oh shoot, I forgot his name. The new guy who's at Pope and Associates, and Quinn's like, "Why are you being so mean to him?" And he's like, "Because he's normal. We don't want to corrupt him. Basically, we want to leave him alone. Let him be normal. We're the weird ones, so let's leave it at that." Pretty good episode. I liked it. It was solid coming back, seeing Olivia prancing around in her little red dress. That she's no longer wearing white anymore. Is she now like a rebel? Is she, no longer this sweet and innocent Olivia? Who knows? But she was kind of feeling a little bit sorry for herself. Like I've always said in the past, I don't want to see this back and forth between her and Fitz. So they need to get over whatever awkward situation that they're trying to avoid here. 6 months later, she puts a call into the Oval, and he will not take her calls. So what does she do? She goes and tells Mellie she's going to work on her memoir with her and write a book that is actually a book that will be compelling and will help get her into the White House and to be president of the United States. So that's going to be quite the tag team. Yeah, pretty solid. We didn't get too much of Cyrus in this episode, which was okay. But I like that we sort of touched base with everybody just a little bit. And seeing the president, I like how Olivia said he's not lonely, he's just alone. So it's like, Olivia was the last person that he really trusted, and she's no longer there. So he's trying to obviously turn Red into his new number one. So that's going to be interesting to see how that plays out. But pretty solid episode. Good job on its return, and I'm excited to see where the show goes next. All right, guys, that's it for me. Let me know what you thought of this week's episode. Jake looked kind of cute in this episode too. He was looking kind of nice. And leave a comment, like, and subscribe, and I'll see you guys next week. Bye.